Welcome to a new deep dive where we really try to pull apart the essential bits of information you need.
And, well, hopefully uncover some interesting angles while we're at it.
Yeah, definitely. So today we're looking at something that on the surface seems pretty basic, foundational English vocabulary, specifically words about family and relationships.
Right, the kind of stuff you see in beginner English materials.
Exactly. We've got sources here with, the definitions, pronunciations, example sentences, even a little dialogue.
Standard learning toolkit.
But our mission here is to maybe dig a bit deeper than just the what. We want to explore the why. Like, why these words? Why are they so fundamental?
It's actually quite revealing, isn't it? How these, well, seemingly simple terms give us a peek into how we linguistically structure our closest connections.
Okay, so let's get into it. There are 7 core words we're focusing on from these materials. First up, mother,
M-O-T-H-E-R.
pronounced M-U-H-ther. And the definition provided is the woman who raised you or gave birth to you.
Pretty clear.
And the example, my mother cooks dinner every night.
You know, it strikes me how often mother is one of the very first words people learn across different languages.
Oh, absolutely. There's solid research suggesting that kinship terms, especially for like primary caregivers, they're often among the very first words kids pick up.
Huh, really?
Yeah, it just speaks to how fundamental that relationship is for us.
Makes sense. Okay, then we have father, that's F-A-T-H-E-R.
Pronounced F-A-H.
Right, F-A-H-ther. Definition. The man who raised you or is your dad. And the example here is, my father reads books to me before bed.
You can immediately see the parallel with mother, can't you?
Yeah, it's very symmetrical.
And that symmetry, it kind of highlights a core societal idea, doesn't it? The parental unit. Even though roles vary hugely, the fact that language marks these distinctly and we learn them early, it says something.
Interesting point. Okay, moving on to siblings. We've got brother, B-R-O-T-H-E-R.
B-R-U-H.
B-R-H-ther. Definition. A male sibling. Simple as that. Example. I have one brother, and he loves soccer. Right. So now we're widening the circle a bit, beyond just the parents.
Yeah, introducing siblings.
And brother carries, implications of shared background, maybe shared experiences, all that complex stuff, support, rivalry sometimes, packed into one word.
And its counterpart, naturally, is sister. S-I-S-T-E-R.
SIS-ter.
That's the SIS-ter definition. A female sibling, and the example. She is my sister, and we share a room. Again, that mirroring with brother.
Exactly. And this pairing brother-sister, it shows how language often defaults to, well, gender categories for these close family ties. Reflects traditional views, perhaps.
Now, this next one is interesting because it's slightly different. Friend. F-R-I-E-N-D.
Pronounced friend.
Yeah, friend. The definition is someone you like and spend time with. Example. My friend is funny and makes me laugh. It's quite telling that friend makes this list of core relationship words, isn't it?
It really is. It sort of underlines how vital those non-family bonds are. Chosen family.
Chosen family, good way to put it.
Yeah, especially today. For a lot of people, friends provide that essential support and companionship, right alongside, or sometimes even more than blood relatives.
Definitely. Okay, next. Family. The big one, maybe? F-A-M-I-L-Y.
Family.
Am-o-ly. Definition. The group of people related to you, like your parents or siblings. Example. Family is important to me. This word sort of wraps up the previous ones, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's the umbrella term.
Yeah.
But what's fascinating is how the idea of family can be so different across cultures.
Ah, right.
What one group considers family might look totally different somewhere else. This one English word family often has to cover all of that. It's quite loaded.
That's a really good point. And the last of our 7, parent. P-A-R-E-N-T.
PAIR-uhnt.
PAIR-uhnt. Definition. Your mother or father. And the example. My parents live in a small house near the park, so it groups mother and father together.
Precisely. It's a useful shorthand, lets you talk about that parental unit without necessarily specifying gender, which feels increasingly relevant now as family structures are more diverse.
Absolutely. So, okay, those are the 7 words. Now, the materials also give us this little dialogue snippet. I like this part because it shows the words in, actual use.
The context is everything, right?
Yeah.
Makes it less abstract.
Totally. And they mention a sound effect, light crowd noise, like a family gathering or something.
Sets the scene.
So the first exchange is, Speaker 1 asks, hey, name, who's this in the photo? And Speaker 2 says, oh, this is my brother Sam. He's 15 and loves video games.
Nice and casual. Using brother, but then immediately adding details. Name, age, hobby.
Yeah, it's not just the label.
No, exactly. We instantly move to personalizing it. That's how we actually talk about people, isn't it?
True. Then speaker 1 goes, cool. And who's that next to him? Speaker 2 replies, that's my mother. She's an amazing cook. Her pasta is the best.
See? Again, mother. But then that lovely specific detail about the cooking, the pasta.
Makes her sound real.
It adds warmth, doesn't it? That emotional touch. You get a sense of their relationship through that little detail.
Definitely. And the dialogue wraps up with speaker 1 saying, sounds like a great family.
Just a general positive vibe, summing it up.
Yeah, based on just those 2 brief descriptions.
It shows how family, as a word, can carry all these positive associations, triggered by just a couple of details about the members.
It really does show how these basic words function in conversation.
Yeah.
The materials also had this quick practice bit, a fill in the blank. This is my you.
Yes, the active recall.
Right, and the example answers were like mother, friend, sister. Seems super simple, maybe, but that act of actually pulling the word out of your memory, it's crucial for learning, isn't it?
Oh, totally crucial. Even for words you think you know really well. That retrieval practice, it just cements it. Makes the word easier to grab when you actually need it to speak or write.
So just to quickly recap those 7 words, mother, father, brother, sister, friend, family, and parent. It's kind of amazing how these few words really do form the bedrock for talking about, well, all our close relationships in English.
They really are the building blocks.
Mm.
And it makes you realize that even though the words might seem basic, the concepts they represent, they're packed with cultural meaning, personal history, all sorts of layers.
That's such an important takeaway. Understanding these terms isn't just about learning vocabulary. It's like an entry point into understanding how English-speaking cultures tend to frame these fundamental connections.
Yeah, that gives you a lens, in a way.
So it makes you think, how would you use these words? How would you introduce the key people in your own life using just these basic terms, plus those little details that make them unique?
That's a great question to reflect on. What are those defining little details for your own family, your friends?
Exactly. Well, that brings us to the end of this particular deep dive. Thanks so much for joining us as we explore this foundational family vocabulary in English.
We really hope it gave you some food for thought about these essential words.
And if you found this useful or interesting, please do consider leaving a rating or a review. It helps other listeners find the show.
And subscribing means you won't miss our future deep dives into, well, all sorts of fascinating stuff.
Until next time, take care.